let's come back to the Ethereum ETF later. I want to take this side quest on politics for a minute because this is huge in 2024. Like the impact of the election on crypto. So you've described a little bit of like your activity in DC. Now, just like setting the landscape, Trump appears to want to be the pro crypto president. He's like running on that platform. So as we mentioned, like this week, the week that this episode will come out for Bankless listeners, he will be at a Bitcoin conference. Who knows what he's going to talk about, but it's going to be bullish crypto.
If you've ever been to the Bitcoin conference, it's not a normal crypto conference.
Right.
It's 25,000 hardcore Bitcoiners.
Okay, so like that's surprising to me. I was going to say that's crazy. I guess it's not crazy, but it's very surprising to me. Now we have, now we have Biden who is withdrawn. So it looks like Kamala Harris is going to be stepping up. Let's talk about the Democrats first, and we'll swing back to kind of the Republicans and the GOP. So they did this kind of like maybe throw a bone to crypto, half pivot, but not a full pivot. I mean, Biden vetoed SAB 121. We saw that. They haven't said anything about crypto. Do you think this is going to be an opportunity for Kamala Harris to kind of reset the agenda on crypto? Do you think they'll swing pro crypto?
I made a tongue-in-cheek bet with Pater Winklevoss on Twitter yesterday that I think that in the next 6 weeks, you will hear Kamala Harris talk about being an innovation president, talk about pro-crypto, talk about getting rid of Gary Gensler, talking about getting big financial institutions involved in making the U.S. a leader in crypto. And if she does, he's got to drink 3 beers in 15 minutes. And if she doesn't, I will drink 3 beers at PubKey, our favorite crypto bar
nice.
in Bitcoin bar in New York City.
So you think that's happening? You think that's already written?
Listen, I said this on Fox and on CNBC yesterday. We haven't seen Kamala Harris for 3.5 years, right? She has had a very non-active vice presidency. And so she's going to now sell herself to the American public. If she sells herself as the liberal senator who had the 99th most liberal voting record in the Senate from California, the most liberal state, she's going to lose. If she reads the temperature of the country, if she reads the temperature of the party and pivots to the center, picks a Mark Kelly as her vice president, which I think she will, maybe announces a secretary of treasury in advance to bolster her economic credibility, talks about how she's going to make the country better, I think she's going to win. And so I honestly think we're hedged. We're either going to have Trump win, who's already said I'm all in on crypto, with JD Vance, who's all in on crypto. Right. And for the industry itself, probably better. But I think we're going to have the Democrats who are going to say, hey, we're going to be pretty damn all in on crypto, too. And so it's an unbelievably good spot we're in for the first time since I've been in this industry since 2013 when I bought my first Bitcoin, which, believe it or not, is 11 years ago, which is insane. I cannot believe I've been talking about Bitcoin for 11 freaking years. My wife's like, get something new to talk about. So listen, we literally, it's almost like a check, we've checkmated the political situation.
What would you have to see to like make that true? Like, so what kind of pivot are you looking for her to say, hey, I'm going to like fire Gary Gensler as much as that, or to, yes. I support SAB 121 repeal, and Biden said it was
I think
a
it's going
mistake?
to be broader. I am going to be a pro-crypto president.
She says that, something like that.
I think she's going to say something like that. Like, she grew up in San Francisco. Like, she's from the innovation capital of the world. She knows the jobs.
I know, Mike. It's just the thing is, like Gary Gensler. Gensler was talking about blockchain at MIT. We thought he would be the pro crypto SEC. There's something happens when they get in there that just changes them.
Crypto wasn't political. No one cared about it back then, other than us. It's now on the main stage. Right? I have been very active in this whole move to get Biden out, and I've been talking to tons of people in DC, and I'm telling you, these conversations are happening. There was a big debate, should she go to the crypto conference or not? And, I think what they probably decided was it's just too soon. She's just got the nomination. Let her get her bearings instead of going into the lion's den on day 5. Probably a prudent decision. But I will be surprised. I'm willing to bet 3 beers. If you want to join, I can go 6. I'll throw up after probably the 4th. And so I think for our industry, why I'm so bullish is I think they're both going to commit. They want these voters. My dog thing resonated. It got leaned all over the place.
No.
There are 55 million dog owners in America, and there are 85 million crypto owners. That's a crazy stat. We are a political force.
Yeah, we are a political force, and it's that would be incredibly bullish. I would go as far as to say it's nowhere near priced in to have two pro crypto presidential candidates. Like we've never had that set up going into this. And
I bought a lot more crypto in the last week.
Well, so the two pro crypto candidates. Let's say that comes true. I bet they will be fighting for our vote, and then it's a matter of out pro cryptoing each other.
Yes.
And so let's talk about Trump and the GOP and their platform. So they've come out being very pro crypto, like in addition to preserving rights like self custody of our own private keys, like some great material coming out. And if Trump says he's going to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet of the United States of America, like how big would that be? How pro crypto do you think the GOP policy could actually end up being here?
If he says that, and he will say it on Saturday, if he says it, it is the single most bullish thing that's happened to crypto since I bought it at $98 in 2013.
Like, what would that mean? Would that mean like we are holding
probably at 100,000 in a week?
Right. So would that mean that? By the way, that's probably not a good way to like buy things, right? I would imagine from a trading perspective, you don't announce and then buy.
Trump is transactional, and he wants to get elected.
But that would mean effectively that the U.S. has Bitcoin on its balance sheet to back its monetary policy. Yes.
I don't think they're thinking about it as strategic as that. I think what he's thinking is, I'm going to tell people this is important. I'm going to own it because I think it's going to keep going up. It's counterintuitive in some ways, but we do own gold and we own silver as a country. Now that happened when the dollar was backed by those things. It would be more logical for a non-reserve currency to do that. Right? If you're Mexico or Brazil or China's central bank, when you're trying to tell people your currency is safer, but when you're the reserve currency. That's not how Trump's thinking. He's thinking, I want to show this community they matter to me. Right? That's how you win votes. I want to show this community. And what better way than taking the power of the U.S. government and saying you matter to me?
Since you invoked Ryan Selkis earlier in the episode, you don't have to comment on him specifically, but his strategy has been very much to kind of like punish the anti-crypto tribe and support the pro-crypto side. And like, my question to you is, do you think we really need to pick a tribe here? I think
I think it's horrific.
Yeah. So you think crypto should remain nonpartisan? Like, yes, what do you mean by that? How?
It's a technology. And part of it feels libertarian. Right? It's about freedom. It's about protecting our privacy. Right? It's about I can hold what I want. It's about private property. Right? George Washington said there's no freedom without private property. Right? But part of it's very freaking progressive. I want to cut out the banks. Chad Pasquarilla at Paxos, they launched a stable coin in under the Abu Dhabi regulatory framework, a dollar-based stable coin that pays interest. It's the most radical product I've seen since crypto started because it's a bank account with 5% interest. If you have a JP Morgan bank account right now, what do you think they're paying you on interest?
Nothing.
Bubkiss, right? And so the US dollar, when you own it in your pocket, you got $100 in your pocket. Right now, I got $1,000 in my pocket. I'm getting zero interest, right? So the Fed makes all this money on free float. Banks makes all this money on free float. If every person in the world who owned dollars had one of a wallet with Chad's stablecoin in it, they're making all the interest on it 24 hours a day. And so you talk about being progressive. Now, why is that not going to happen in the US? Because the transition from reserve fractional banking and bankers being the providers of credit to the system and having the bank account in your wallet would be too traumatic. It would wipe out every bank. Like, why in God's name would you keep your money in a bank, which is really a hedge fund that might or might not be guaranteed by the government? We think they're guaranteed. The too big to fail ones by statute are, but Silicon Valley Bank, all these banks, when we had that crisis, Republic Bank, we were praying, oh God, I hope I got my money back, right? I have a poor friend that, literally almost had a heart attack over it because his whole the net worth was in, Republic Bank, and the last minute he's trying to move his money out and it got stuck, and thank God he got his money. Like, if it was all in T-bills, in Chad's stablecoin, and so crypto can be so progressive, it's crazy, right? Which is traditionally a democratic value, and so it's got a little of both. And so I've always argued it's a technology platform, it's revolutionary, and it shouldn't be political. And if it's red guys like, blue guys don't, every time the election spins back and forth, and it will go back and forth, our industry is going to lurch one way or the other. And so I've been very adamant. And quite frankly, if you look at my political giving this year, I had a fundraiser for Todd Emmer, who is as conservative as you get. I love Todd Emmer. I think French Hill from Arkansas is one of the smartest guys I've met on Congress, on Capitol Hill. And I've given him money. Haggerty in Tennessee, the senator who's hosting this whole crypto brouhaha, is straight up, smart as can be and very supportive of crypto. So there are 3 Democrats, Republicans I've written checks for. I didn't write any Republican checks 8 years ago, right? Because non this issue, my bias is, more on the center left side. But I think we need to make this a bipartisan issue.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful we do. One thing I would add to that, though, I do very much feel like it's in the Democrats' court at this point. Maybe they'll choose to do that with Kamala Harris.
As a Democrat, it's been embarrassing and disheartening. And what I'm optimistic about is I'm literally seeing the change. And like I said, I wouldn't bet three beers just on a lark. I've got better information than most of you guys.
To continue leveling up your crypto game, then you need to get on the Bankless newsletter. It's the world's most popular crypto email and is completely free. Just click below to sign up.